The king would kill a barber every once in a while, just to hide the horns growing on his head. In his mind, only dead people could keep the secret. So after getting a haircut, he would always have the barber go to the chest and take his payment. Then, he would secretly attack from behind and push him into a deep, mysterious cave. Thus, every time the king needed a haircut, soldiers would search the town for a new barber, and without exception, every barber would go in and never return. Soon the day came again for the king's haircut. The soldiers were searching everywhere for a barber, and an unlucky boy was chosen. His mother could hardly accept it, so she packed 3 cakes for him to eat on the way. Led by the soldiers, the boy soon arrived at the palace. He then met the king high and mighty. Once all the soldiers left, the king wasted no time and pulled out a small knife for the boy to cut his hair. When the king took off his hat, the boy was shocked by what he saw. A horn was growing on the king's head. In order to save his life, the boy pretended nothing was wrong and continued cutting. After a haircut lasting 2.5 minutes, the king was very pleased with his new look. So he decided to reward the boy with a fortune in gold. He told the boy to go to the chest beside him to take the money. But as the boy opened the chest, the king suddenly pushed him into it. Inside the chest there was no gold, only a deep, mysterious cave with a rushing river beneath. The boy, caught off guard, was swept away by the current. The king thought the boy would die, but to his surprise, the boy survived. The surroundings made the boy shudder. There were piles of bones everywhere. The boy realized the place was full of danger. At that moment, he just wanted to escape as fast as he could. Just then, a noise came from beneath the pile of bones, which startled the boy and made him step back. In the next moment, a giant snake appeared before him. Without hesitation, the boy immediately began to play the flute in his hand. The music made the giant snake happy, and then the boy took out one of his cakes and offered it to the snake. The snake, moved by the boy's kindness, let him go and sent him out of the cave. Just as the boy escaped the snake's mouth, he was spotted by a hungry wolf in the forest. The wolf lunged toward him, but the boy scrambled up a nearby tree, barely escaping becoming the wolf's meal. However, the wolf was determined not to give up, so the boy played the flute again. When the wolf fell down, the boy was knocked off the tree. The wolf's stomach growled loudly from hunger, so the boy took out the second cake and gave it to the wolf. After eating, the wolf decided to let the boy go and carry him out of the forest. On the way, they passed a house by a lake, so the boy waved goodbye to the wolf. He thought he would spend the night there, but little did he know he was walking into a trap. The house was owned by a famished old witch. Seeing a new victim at her door, the witch used magic to transform herself into an old lady. She then welcomed the boy into her house. As soon as the boy sat down, the witch eagerly revealed her true form. She clapped her hands and was about to throw the boy into a hot pot. The boy, seeing this, begged desperately, wanting to play his flute one last time before his death. The witch thought a tune before dinner would be nice, so she calmly handed the boy his flute. As the witch became lost in the beautiful music, the boy planned to quietly escape. However, his small movement was noticed by the witch. The boy then took out a third pancake and offered it to her. During the witch's snack break, he told her about his situation. Luckily, the witch's conscience wasn't completely lost, and she decided to give him her magical coat. Though the coat was old, it had magical powers. Wearing it the right way would make someone young again, while wearing it inside out would turn them into a white-haired old man. The magical coat, the boy decided to visit the king again. He transformed into the old man and went to the palace to give the king a haircut. On the way, he was stopped by a guard, who was told the boy was there to give the king a trim. After hearing this, the guard immediately escorted him inside. Thus, without much effort, he met the king again and began to give him a haircut. Once the job was done, the king pretended to be very satisfied and told the old man to go to the chest to collect the gold. But when the old man opened the chest, he shouted, saying he had never seen so much gold before. Hearing this, the king quickly leaned over to check the chest. At that moment, the old man pushed him inside. However, the king grabbed his beard and in the nick of time, The old man quickly took off his magical coat. The beard vanished instantly. In the end, the evil king got his just deserts, becoming food for a giant serpent in a cave. By the time a group of soldiers entered the room to investigate, the room was already empty. Finally, the boy put on the magical coat, turned back into a child, and easily left the palace. The boy eventually returned home and reunited with his mother, and no one ever knew what happened to the king or why he disappeared.